You know who it is, and you know what time it is. Time to piss off some feminists, trad cucks, and whoever don't want to know the truth. Oh well, let's get started. What is going on, gents? It's R.P.M. here, reporting from Mobile Command. I was going to give my take on Amber Heard. However, I'm going to push that video back because this article that I'm going to share with you is so important, especially with recent events of more shootings across the country. People really need to understand this. Now, this article was published on the 2nd of June. Are police required to protect people during mass shootings? What I'm about to say is absolutely critical, and why a lot of people really need to rethink their stance on police and quote unquote protection from police. The legal answer is no. I know a lot of people, when they hear that or read this article, their minds might be blown. And just to reinforce what I just said, I'm going to include an article from back in 2005 that flat out says the Supreme Court made a decision that police do not have a constitutional duty to protect someone. Oh yeah. See, this is information that the general public does not know, or they're willfully ignorant to. When shots ring out in a school, the law does not demand police rush inside and confront the shooter, even if lives can be saved. There's an expectation that they will, quote unquote, protect and serve, and police departments train and prepare to do so. But, as the courts have found, there is no law to hold officers accountable if they don't. What more needs to be said? Here it is in black and white. The police have no duty to protect you as the private citizen. Period. They have no more legal responsibility to save someone than the average citizen in most circumstances. Oh, I know that is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, particularly the liberal sheeple who love to say, oh, police are going to be there to protect and serve. You know, if you get into any trouble, just call the cops. Last I checked, police forces are already stretched thin as they are. And especially after the summer of love, recruitment for police went down. People already have a mistrust of the police. And yet, things like this have made it even worse. Quote unquote, what duty do police have to protect individual members of the public? The short answer is not much. Philip Lyons, Dean of the College of Criminal Justice at Sam Houston State University, told McClatchy News. Once again, these idiotic people really need to get it drilled into their brain that personal protection falls squarely in the individual's hand. No one has a moral duty to protect you. Period. And as a lot of women have found out as of recent, yeah, the white knight gene in a lot of men has gone away. Just like the incident on that train where that black dude attacked that one woman and everybody stood around and filmed it. Yeah, that is reality when it comes to police. They are not there to protect you, nor do they have a constitutional duty to do so. The Supreme Court said that there's generally no duty that exists to protect individual members of the public, Lyons said, though there are exceptions, such as when an individual is taken into police custody. Ironic, isn't it? Ironic. The only protection, it seems, is when you actually get arrested. Then the cops will protect you from other people. Boy, what a screwed up system we truly live in. The police aren't obligated to protect the public. One Twitter user wrote, so what are they there for? Well, what are police there for? To keep the everyday average citizen in line while actually protecting the interest of the corporations. Honestly, why do people even pay police through taxpayer dollars? Another conversation for another time. Quote unquote, stop the killing. That's the number one priority. Johnny Nahn, professor of criminology at Texas Christian University, told McClatchy News. In addition to his academic perspective on law enforcement, Nahn's been a reserve officer with the Fort Worth Police Department since graduating from the academy less than a year ago. Now, he goes into different tactics when it comes to shooters and if shooters barricade themselves and how things go from there. Then there's another person named Ashley Heiberger, who's a retired police captain. She goes on to say, with two options on the table, to rush in or take a measured approach, it might seem to be an easy choice. Making the right call in a real-world scenario is not always simple. It's very incident-specific. There's not usually a perfect answer because there are disadvantages to the plan, she said. Most agency police likely does not require you to go on a suicide mission. Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh, the irony. But I would think most officers would feel a moral obligation. Protecting lives is your highest duty. No obligation to put your life at risk. Whatever decision is made, there is a chance of dead officers. The training and tactics highlight the gap between what police are legally required to do and what they actually do, the risk they're expected to accept. Once again, let me reiterate this. There's no obligation to put your life at risk and go in there. There are two worlds. There's the legal world and the other, which is having to do more with culture and policy, Nahn said. The drive to protect and serve align with the latter, he said, and there has a stronger influence on how officers act than the public duty doctrine does. Simply put, while the law doesn't demand cops to protect and serve, most officers want to and are encouraged to do so. Going through the academy, we didn't even think about it, Nahn said, referring to the public duty doctrine. The thought never came up. That's about all I'm going to read for this article because I want to keep it as short as possible. However, It's been said the police do not have a duty to protect the public. So the whole protect and serve motto, it is absolute bullshit at best. Bullshit. But what does that mean? People, as I've said before, when I've talked about all these shootings, it is time for the public to arm themselves. Now, one has to ask the question, why is Big Daddy government going so hard in the paint to try to ban everything that they can? It would seem that they know society is falling apart. More and more people are losing their minds day by day. Shootings are going up. But once again, as I said, if these people who decided they were going to do these shootings had any inclination that there was going to be someone there who was going to be armed to stop them, guess what? They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't. Well, I've said enough. There's nothing more that needs to be said. Let me know what you guys think. Read the entire article. And society as a whole. When the quote-unquote fake police power goes out and the shooting starts, guess what? Those who are prepared for trouble will be more apt to be able to handle it when it comes to them. Those who fell for that fake dream of a quote-unquote safe utopian society that's been sold, guess what? You're going to be shit out of luck. And it is what it is. That's all I got to say for this one. R.P.M. I am